Welcome, gathered friends, to the Chima Retrospective. I'm your host, Paleozoic Bricks, and today we're looking at set 70004, Wakz Pack Tracker. It was released in the winter wave of January 2013, and it came with 297 pieces. It retailed for $29.99. As the battle for Chi continues, the other tribes better be wary because Wakz and his pack tracker is on the prowl, and he's ready to raid anyone out in the open with Chi. This set has 3 minifigs, 2 wolves and an eagle. Let's first look at the titular character of this set, Wakz. He is the elder wolf. He may have once been the leader of the pack. He might even be the father of Warez, being that he is the current leader of the wolf tribe. Wakz is one of the most cunning wolves, and that's how he survived that long in this dog-eat-dog world. Waksz's weapon is the Vengeance of Honor. He was gifted it when he swore loyalty to Crominus when signing the Pledge of the Pact. It's one of the finest blades ever crafted by the Crocodile tribe. That would be great if Wakz cared about such things like honor. Wakz is the first non-flying animal to wear a harness in this theme. This harness is considered the light armor on Bricklink. The second wave would see the introduction of heavy armor. The next wolf is Windsar. He is truly a fearless wolf, mostly because he doesn't even know the definition of the word. His weapon is the Sliza. The defender of the Chi we get in this set is Aquila. He's an ace flyer and is seen as a bit of a daredevil. Aquila is the announcer for the Speedor tournaments on Market Day. In this set, he comes with an Aglaxor with a gray handle instead of the brown one seen in the previous set. I like that it gives the weapons a bit of diversity in the builds. The Pack Tracker is the main wolf tank for their raiding exploits. In general, you can view the wolf tribe as a Chima version of the wolf pack. Raiders and bandits, pillaging unguarded travelers. The Pack Tracker is the perfect vehicle for the job. One of the most menacing vehicles in all of Chima, with its dark grays and dark reds. Always a very striking color scheme for a villainous character. The shaping of the wolf vehicles mostly focus on the head and their long muzzles. The Pack Tracker is mostly the head of the wolf, and it does have a bed in the back. The build uses lots of wedge bricks to get across the narrow look of the muzzle. I'm glad they didn't use curved slopes for the job. The regular slopes have harsh, sharp angles, which give a sense of ferociousness to the Pack Tracker. The jaw even has a biting motion to it. When rolling the Pack Tracker, a Technic lift arm spins, hitting the lower jaw, making it go up and down. It's a great, simple little feature that adds a lot to the motion of this set. This gimmick is a better executed version of the Skull Truck from Ninjago. In that set, you need to be able to push the vehicle down to get the chomping motion to work. In practice, though, it's a bit difficult. This set fixes that issue by having the function as an automatic play feature when the set is rolled around. It is a more visually interesting gimmick. This is the first appearance of the wheels seen in this set. They were mostly in Chima sets barring 2 Ninjago sets. I'm shocked the LEGO didn't get more use out of the part, but being that its last appearance was in 2015, I'm to assume it was the shift to licensed themes from original IPs. The wheels have spikes on the side. I find they almost feel like claws if the wheels are the wolf paws. I'm not sure if it was designed intentionally or it's just spikes always look more dangerous on anything. No matter what, it helps the sharp look of the vehicle. The cockpit of the Pack Tracker is in the brow line of the wolf head. I find it's the perfect place for the driver to be seated. Due to Wakz being gray himself, he just kinda blends into the vehicle. I think it works on this set because it's like the Pack Tracker fools unsuspecting travelers that it's alive in a sense. Under the brow line naturally is where the eyes should go. There are no pieces that emulate eyes in this set, instead opting for a hollow cavity. Our imagination fills in the gaps, creating a great head. Because of that, the eyes also become a lot sharper and meaner. One of the biggest issues of the set is that Wakz has no good place to put his weapon. I find weapon storage to be a big deal. They can easily be lost, and the Vengeance of Honor is no exception. You can put it in the bed of the truck, but it's just kind of loose in place. Compared to the Eagle Interceptor, which also had the Glaxor loose in the trunk, I find that set was explicitly designed with that in mind. Before we move on to the bed of the truck itself, there are exhaust pipes on the side of the pack tracker spewing flames. It sells the idea of the sharpened metal design. Without them, I don't think it would be complete. Almost exactly how the Fire Vulture isn't complete without the flame element, even if it wasn't released until a couple of years later. Comparatively, the Skull Truck also has exhaust pipes with flames spewing out of it. The pack tracker really feels like another stab at that set. But the flames do make me question something. What does the pack tracker run on exactly? Chi is established as a water-based substance, so I always assumed that it was clean energy. Most of the other tribe's vehicles don't spit fire. That even goes for the Ravens, the other tribe I'd buy that doesn't have clean energy. But they are renowned for stealing other tribes' tech, so... Going back to the Eagle Interceptor, there are prints on the set that imply the thrusters must have some sort of combustion engine, but I think that would make more sense for a jet to use that form of propulsion. The answer might lie in the Speedors. They were smaller vehicles that had one giant wheel, and they were used for such activities as racing and jousting. Now, it is said that the wheels are a part of nature, and thus they draw their energy from nature itself. Where there is abundance of life, the speeders are at their best. A barren wasteland devoid of life, well, you might as well push it. Being that they contain the power of nature, Chi mostly functions as a fuel source when nature isn't around. I find it similar to how ether is used in Xenoblade 2, where the blades draw an ether from the atmosphere to do their arts and generate their weaponry. There's even the similarity in how certain areas blades can't draw upon it due to the lack of it in the atmosphere. Getting back to the pack tracker, is it possible that other Chima vehicles run on nature? Most of the time, Chi is used in the show as more of a boost to the weapons or speed of the vehicle in question. There is a strong possibility that rocks with a similar mineral composition to Speedor wheels are used in the crafting of all vehicles in Chima. It may even be instinctual when partaking of the Chi, if certain outlandish tribes are to be studied. Going back to Xenoblade 2, there is also the possibility that vehicles that aren't Speedors have something similar to the Ether Furnace, where artificial blades don't need to draw upon ether in the atmosphere. The flames spewing just make me question whether or not Chi is a clean energy source in the world of Chima. Do they have combustion engines, or is it more of a magical device that draws from Chi and even the land? I think it's still a clean energy source, but certain tribes' technological levels are insufficient to use it as such. So we have wolves with trucks spewing exhaust and lion tanks without even an exhaust pipe. Later on, there are vehicles that don't even have a place to put the Chi, so the best way of looking at it, I find, is that all the vehicles in Chima draw upon nature for their power, but Chi makes them run way better and powers their weapon systems. Without Chi, the vehicles are only good for getting around and not for combat purposes, which I think is a good reason for why Chi is such a valuable resource. Finally, we move to the bed of the truck. The first thing that should catch your eye is the giant cannon. Just underneath is where the Chi crystal either powers the cannon or the truck itself. Or it can be both. No interpretation is wrong. This is where Chima sets are like space sets, where you can interpret something in many different ways. The cannon is the competition launcher, the first of many we will be seeing in this theme. As normal, it's the best launcher for the time. Yet again, another reason why this is similar to the Skull Truck is due to the fact the set has a launcher in its bed. But, just like the jaws of the truck, the pack tracker is superior for using the competition launcher. And to make it even greater, it's also on a ball joint, so it can move freely, unlike the Skull Truck's launcher. In all fairness, the Skull Truck launcher is good. Just, the pack tracker is better. There are no rubber bands flying off when I launch the projectile. There's a lot detailed on the build of it. like the Boruc eyes on the trigger and the wheels on the side functioning as mechanical detail. If the set can be any better, there are no stickers, but a print of the flag of the Rebel forces. Yet again, it is a set exclusive, which is really unfortunate. We could have used a lot more of them in other sets. I really like how the sides of the bed are constructed with these hinged gate pieces. They're really the perfect thickness for the job. Finally, we reach the winch on the back of the truck. At the end of the chain, there are two claws that can be cranked using the gears on the side. This function is most likely used for when the pack tracker gets stuck. When the claws are not in use, they have their very own spot to sit in. The designers didn't need to add that feature, but it helps a lot when it comes to storage. It's definitely better than having them just dangle. It's another function that adds a lot of playability to this set, making it a really fun experience. Wakz Pack Tracker is one of the greatest Chima sets ever. It has fun gimmicks, it understands its parts using them to great effect, and has a very striking appearance. This set in particular is a great comparison to Ninjago and how LEGO has evolved in only a few years. The Pack Tracker takes the Skull Truck and fixes all of the issues that set may have had and creates a better play experience at half the cost of the Skull Truck itself. When it comes to recommending Chima as a theme, the Pack Tracker comes as a very close second to the Eagle Interceptor. But what really pushed that set slightly over the Pack Tracker was the minifigures included. But the Pack Tracker is just such a great set. It's just one of the all-time greats that needs the recognition. I'm Paleozoic Bricks and unleash the power.